Starting my speech in 3, 2, 1. We strongly stand against the belief that political dynasties bring more harm than good to democracy. We believe that political dynasties, while not perfect, do not automatically harm democracy, and in many cases, they can function within democracy systems effectively as long as the people still have the power to vote and choose. Let us remind two things to understand the core of this debate. First, democracy is a system where power comes from the people. It is the right to choose our leaders through free and fair elections. As long as this right is protected, democracy is alive regardless of a politician's family background. Second, political dynasty is when multiple members of the same family hold political position over time. But here's the thing, being part of a family that has held office before does not remove the public right to choose. As long as citizens can still vote and their votes are counted fairly, then the foundation of democracy remains strong. Now allow us to rebut the two main arguments from the government. First, the government says that political dynasties create unequal power in society, but this assumes that families automatically hold power without effort. That is not true in most democracies. In fact, many political families still need to campaign, debate, prove their ideas, and most importantly, win the people's trust. If a politician's child wants to run for office, they still have to go through elections. If they are corrupt, incapable, or disconnected from the public, voters can reject them. Just because they are from a known family does not mean they will automatically win. In fact, voters today are more educated and critical than ever. If we look deeper, power imbalance happens not just in political dynasties, but also with wealthy business elites, celebrities, or even influencers who use their popularity to gain votes. Do we ban them too? Of course not. What matters is how the power is gained and used, and not just where the person comes from. Second, the government states that political dynasties limit others from participating in politics, but this is a misunderstanding of how open democracies work. Anyone can run for office if the system is truly democratic, every citizen has equal rights to compete. The presence of a political family member does not block others from running. In fact, many independent or first-time candidates do win elections, especially when they have strong ideas and public support. If political dynasties dominate, that is not always because of injustice. It could be because the voters feel that they are effective or trust them more. It is up to society and institutions to educate the public, not to blame families for participating in the system. We have two main arguments to defend our stance. First, democracy is not about who runs for office, it's about who chooses them. Political dynasties only become a problem if voters lose their right to choose, such as in rigid elections, unfair campaigning, or corruption. But those are problems of the system, not the family name. Political dynasties can exist in healthy democracies as long as there is public accountability. If voters feel dissatisfied, they can vote the family out. And we've seen this happen in many democratic countries. Take the United Kingdom for instance. Even though they have a royal family, their political power is limited. The leaders, like the prime ministers or member of parliament, are chosen by public vote. Some of those leaders may come from political families, but that doesn't mean the public can challenge or replace them. This shows that even in a system where titles are inherited, democracy still depends on public control. So, in a political dynasty where there are no inherited titles and where elections are required, the people still have even more power. Therefore, as long as elections are fair, political dynasties are not a threat to democracy. Second, political dynasties can bring benefits to governance. In many cases, family members who enter politics have grown up around public service. They have learned how policies work, how to engage with community, and how to handle pressure. This can give them a head start in experience and preparation. For example, many citizens feel more comfortable choosing leaders they already know. When someone from a political family continues that legacy, it can strengthen the public trust. This is not about favoritism. This is about performance and track record. Let's also remember that not all political families are corrupt or self-serving. Many leaders come from political families but choose to lead with integrity. Just like in any other professions like doctors, lawyers, and farmers, it's common for children to follow in their parents' footsteps, and that doesn't mean that they're doing harm. So instead of banning or blaming families, our focus should be on improving the democratic system itself, making sure there are term limits, fair elections, transparency, and education for voters. Democracy is about choice, and as long as we defend that choice, we protect democracy no matter who runs for the office. The presence of family in politics does not destroy democracy as long as people are free to vote, to speak out, and to participate. Thank you.